Hey, this is BW. If you're calling to book me for a modeling gig, please contact my agent at fatuglymodels.com. Otherwise, just leave a message. Thanks.
Hey, it's Nick. Give me a call back when you get this.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Do you know who Jason Segel is? We know who he is, and we want to give you a little quiz. Do you know who Jason Segel is?
What's up, Segel heads? This is NPR. You're listening to this is Lakshmi Singh.
I'm Nick, and I'm here with my friend Brendon. And I just want to say I love you, man.
Hey, man, I love you too.
That was actually a reference to a Jason Segel movie.
Oh shit! Starting right off.
That's what that thing I was gonna do that I didn't want to tell you about.
Ah, that was your big trick up your sleeve.
Yeah.
That was and that who sings the song?
That's Chris Lee Hudson.
So you started. Here's what we got so far, folks. It's a brand new podcast. We got a letter.
It's right off the shelf
from the industry, and they said there aren't enough podcasts. Do you have some time that you can carve out to do a podcast?
And we carved out a pretty good amount of time.
This podcast is designed to go 1 year, 52 weeks. So every week.
That's what we committed to.
That's what we committed to. When we decide we can't work together anymore because of creative differences, then it'll end then.
And I guess the premise of the podcast is, do you know who Jason Segel is?
The podcast is called Do You Know Who Jason Segel Is? We tested it out. We what do they call that when they like show movies to people and test audience?
Yeah, they did some we went to a mall like in Glendale.
Went to the Glendale Mall, got some
just people just plucked them out of just basically they could be from anywhere.
Yeah, but they were all pretty fat and they were wearing like Tasmanian Devil t-shirts or like UFC style. What do they call those? Tap out.
couple tap outs.
Got some tap outs.
Couple Carl's Jr. shirts.
We said, what's like the clunkiest name for a podcast that you can think of?
And so we tested out a few of them, and they agreed with, do you know who Jason Segel is?
Do you know who Jason Segel is? And this is a podcast by, it's created by Nick Thune and Brendon Walsh. I'm Brendon, and that's Nick.
I'm Nick. And we're just calling people, and we're simply just asking them if they know who Jason Segel is.
Well, we'll hang out with you guys for a minute.
Yeah, we talk, we chat up front.
Be,
what does the year 1980 mean to you?
That is, Ronald Reagan was elected president. That was like the beginning of the end of this country, actually.
And that's when Jason Segel was born.
Deregulations in the banks and stuff. And
Jason Segel's dad deregulated into Jason
his dad
Segel's
a banker?
mom.
Oh, deregulated his jizz.
I mean, I wasn't going to say the word jizz.
I'll say it for you, man.
Thanks.
Jizz, 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 jizz.
I think my parents will be listening to this, and so if you take care of
your parents, so you don't want
all the jizz lines, I would appreciate it.
You are still like, because you're basically, what are you like in your late 30s?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want your parents to hear you say jizz or
well,
like,
then they might stop giving me money.
Oh, you're a rich kid. God damn it. Everybody has rich parents. That's a fucking, I wish I had rich parents, man. Nick had, you probably hear that. We're in
there's a weird echo in here.
Popping a little bit.
Yeah, these mics pop.
Maybe I should get those foam things. So this is the way it goes. This is the beginning of a podcast. Step 1, get some equipment and then start your podcast and realize that you need them foam things.
And Brendon,
but you swear in your comedy album.
Yeah.
You say fuck or anything?
Yeah, they're okay with that. They just don't like any sort of like jizz talk.
I mean, I guess. Oh, so they specifically are like this. The stuff you were made out of. I mean, I get it. It's disgusting. I
mean, I was made on a. This seems.
Do you know where you're
crazier
conceived?
To me? Yeah, on a waterbed.
They told you that?
That's what they had. I just, which actually explains my fear of drowning when my parents are having sex.
That's I thought it was your fear of drowning when you're having sex. That would be maybe something. Do they still? Well, that's okay. So that'll give
they don't
us,
have a waterbed still.
That'll give us a first place to call. So this
you want to call a bed store? Do you think they still sell waterbeds?
That's what I was thinking. Can you even get a waterbed anywhere anymore?
Yeah. I mean, at some point they were proven to be not good, right?
Well, it is dangerous. I mean, you get a hole in your bed, you flood your house. And it weighs like.
I wonder if that's actually why they stopped doing it.
Why your parents stopped having sex? Because they got a hole in the bed and flooded the house.
Flooded the house.
Just a jizz, just semen and PJ mixed with waterbed water. Yeah. What about PJ? Would your parents be?
PJ?
Yeah.
What's that?
Pussy juice, dude. You are an innocent young man.
I did not know about PJ. I did recently find out. I went to like a wedding from a high school friend. Found out that my mom was known as the hot mom through my group of friends.
Yeah. You could probably figure that out by looking at pictures at some point.
Yeah, right? I just never thought about it.
Yeah, I had Yeah, it's funny to think back. I remember I had a couple friends whose moms were like, well, especially when you're like 13 or something, when you're really starting to get horny and you just want to fuck. But then you think back on it. Yeah, I lost my virginity when I was 5 to a 30-year-old.
What was his name?
Jeff.
Jeff or Geoff?
Jeff Tweedy, the guy from Wilco.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was young, or no, he was 30. Never mind. But you think back on it too, it's weird. Just like getting older.
So he must be like 65 now.
He's a really old guy. He's in a wheelchair. The governor of Texas is in a wheelchair. Greg
I didn't know
Abbott.
that.
I saw the speech with Trump when he went to go to talk to flood victims. Well, he didn't even talk to flood victims. He just kind of
he was like somewhere in the state.
He's like giving speeches and congratulating himself on the. He's like, "What a great turnout!" It's like, well, yeah, all their homes are gone. They can't go anywhere.
It was a good turnout, though.
Yeah, no, he's a popular guy. I don't want to diminish his popularity. But that Greg Abbott guy was sitting next to him. We were watching The Price is Right.
And they interrupted it?
They fucking interrupted it right before we found out. Oh, that reminds me. I got to find out how much some shit cost. Because they interrupted it. We were like, what the fuck? Wait, I want to know how much that fucking car costs. If the old lady wins it. It was a really nice old lady. She was like 89.
Yeah. God, she needed that too.
Well, that was the thing too. It was just like, it was this big, it was a nice big like Jeep kind of thing. I was like, what do you give a fucking 90-year-old? She probably would give it to her grandkids or something. But you could see so Trump and some firemen, a bunch of people were sitting in a firehouse, and you could see there. And Amanda, my old lady, pointed out, she was like, "Is that guy in a wheelchair?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, he's sitting in a wheelchair." Did a little Googling. Turns out the guy's in a wheelchair. I thought maybe
it wasn't just an extra seat there.
Well, that thought crossed my mind. Like maybe it was the only other, they used all the chairs. But you would think the governor would get a chair and they'd make some other guy sit in a wheelchair. But I also thought that I don't know, maybe he had his hip operated on or something.
I thought about ordering. I think it's very simple to order a wheelchair at the airport.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
I don't think you really need to say why or why not.
So I don't feel like walking.
Can we stop by Sbarro?
I'm gonna be. When's the next time you fly?
Next week.
What's the date?
On a Thursday, September. Wait, maybe that's the week after next week. I should really know because I could plug these dates here, and people, since this podcast is probably going to start out pretty big.
What airline?
Alaska.
So you're flying up. What, are you going back up to Seattle or something?
Yeah, I'm doing a gig up there.
At the Parlor Live?
Yeah.
I've never worked at that place.
Paul Danke and I will be.
Oh, that's nice. You're bringing Paul along.
Oh, yeah. Last time Paul opened for me, and I'm not going to get too much into this, but it was like his first night out in a long time. And we got there, and our hotel had, the windows were all covered because they were painting the outside of the hotel. And when we walked in, we got there, and then we had to go immediately to the show.
Yeah.
And I said, we're not staying here. So I called and got us another hotel, but we had to leave our stuff there, go do the show, and then come back.
Yeah. And
somehow when I was on stage, I don't know what Paul got into. Shit-faced. Yeah. And he was on the 5th floor and I was on the 7th floor. And so I stopped the hotel on the 5th floor. I go, okay, go grab your stuff. Meet me downstairs. I hadn't unpacked anything. I just, but he had gotten in and like changed shirts or something. But I go up to the 7th floor, get in my room, get my stuff, go back to the elevator. And the elevator opens up and Paul is sitting on the floor of the elevator. And he just says, I don't know how to get my stuff.
Oh, God.
So I had to go down and pack his bag for him and take him over to the next hotel. Oh, God.
That's, I could see that. I mean, what has he got? He's got 2 kids, 3 kids? 2.
I mean, Paul, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah. He's a young guy too, right? Isn't he younger than us? Mm-hmm. I can relate. Like, I've recently had a child. What's your kid, 3 now?
I think so, yeah.
That's crazy. It's just crazy how, I'm enjoying this whole baby situation that I have. She's really fun. She laughed for real for the first time the other day. I was getting her ready for a bath and was like,
and you farted and she.
I was like, no, I didn't. It wasn't a fart. I was like doing, tickling her and stuff. And
Are you embarrassed to fart around her?
No, dude. Just lay off the fart stuff. I don't want to talk about that. If my parents hear this, my parents don't like hearing. You can talk about the fart stuff. I'll talk about jizz stuff and then jizz farts, which I do own that domain name.
Yeah, you have Farts Make Me Come.
I don't know who runs that account, but I retweet them all the time. They only follow that. Who's that turtle looking guy?
You don't know who runs that account?
I don't know. I don't have time to run a bunch of.
I've never seen anyone else interacting with them at all except you.
What do you think? I'm a grown man. I have a child. I was just talking about.
You don't have time to run Farts Make Me Come.
Farts Make Me Come on a Twitter account.
You're right. That's stupid of me to even assume.
The baby laughed like a real full-on laughed and made Amanda cry. So then I fucking yelled at the baby, and then I gave Amanda something to cry about. That's something my dad used to say to me. Was like when I was a kid, he'd be like, "And you're crying about something stupid." Like they'd yell at you or whatever. Get out! Go to bed, I said, or whatever. And you're like, "Yeah." Like, keep it up. I'll give you something to cry about. Like threatening you with violence.
Yeah, he's gonna give you your dog's
gonna
left
hit
foot.
me. Yeah. I just assumed.
Open up your gift, and it's your dog's paw. It's like, what did you do to dog?
It's my brother's toe. It's like, oh shit, Dad. Whoa. I just thought you were gonna slap me upside the head.
I mean, I'm not gonna cry over Jason's toe, but
this is some fucking
sucks, man.
Real.
So is that what you're gonna do to me if I keep crying, or is that a threat?
I know. Yeah, I had really I had bad parenting.
He used to always. My dad would say that, and then he'd put on Steel Magnolias or something.
Beaches.
Yeah, I'll give you something to cry
about.
Mermaids. You know who Bette Midler is?
No, Dad, please. Or that goddamn.
First boner I ever got was listening to Bette Midler.
Really?
Yeah, the Over the Shoulder Boulder Holder. You know that song?
Is that a real song?
Yeah.
I'll play it. Well, I think we should stay away from copyrighted playing stuff. But maybe we could play a second of it, right?
Yeah.
Over the Shoulder Boulder. I didn't know that was a song.
Yeah. And it's the first time that I ever thought about, because, rocks always turned me on so much. And then actually thinking about a girl's boobs being, rock got me going.
So now what if your folks hear this? You're talking about getting boners.
Well, they brought that on.
they introduced you to this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Over the shoulder boulder holder song. I never knew. Oh, it's from Beaches.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we have here.
Back to 19th century Bavaria for a very sad story about two of my favorite subjects. One night at the opera he saw an Aida. His bust was so big it would often impede her.
I don't know.
The diva lying comatose amongst the reeds.
It's just a whole song about boobs, really.
Yeah. Brassy. Yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that giving somebody a boner though, because everybody's walking around in bustiers and shit. So here's our idea for the podcast: is every episode we'll have some fun banter, like you just heard. That was fun ass banter, right?
Good time, yeah.
Oh, and I was going to say,
I know Chris, who's in the same room.
Chris isn't part of this podcast.
Chris, I saw Chris chuckling a little bit.
Okay, yeah, he's laughing at something. That's good. It's like
he might have been reading an article, but
yeah, that's true. We don't
was
know
on
if he's reading an Onion article.
On Clickhole, which I started.
Here's the idea: is that every episode we're gonna call a few places in a different state. So the idea is, that's why I said the podcast is designed to go like a year, because we'll call every state and
all
ask
52
a few
states.
people. Yeah, right. Alaska and Hawaii. Forgot about them. So we're going to call 52 states and ask people if they know who Jason Segel is. It's that simple.
And then next year we're going to have the European tour.
Okay, waterbeds. There's a place. Okay.
Let's just call a regular bed store and ask about waterbeds, because if you call us, wait, no, let's do a water. We get some info.
There's a specific place. So let's
keep that argument on, though. I want people to know that you and I aren't always on the same side.
Yeah, okay. We're arguing about we'll call a regular mattress store and ask. That's something we could ask the waterbed.
We could call
people.
multiple stores.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody said we have to. We have all day here.
Well, we got to talk to our boss, because, we do have the commitment of how many episodes we're doing, and I know there is a lot of.
Now this is like an 800 number.
They have a lot of rules they gave us. I know Metallica rules, Jaw rules.
I was started. Did you ever start like a fake fight with your wife, but then it kind of turns real? Like that Metallica poster, it says "metal up your ass," and there's a hand with a sword coming out of a toilet. I told her I wanted to hang a poster of that up in the living room. And she's like, "No."
And then you were like, well,
and I was like, well, I could if I
really
wanted to. It's no picnic being married to me.
Good afternoon, waterbeds.
Hey, how's it going, man? This is Brendon. I'm here with my partner, Nick. And we were curious, do you know who Jason Segel is?
Jason Segel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Name does sound familiar, but
Jason
I'd have to say
Segel.
no.
So you're going to say you don't know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you sell exclusively waterbeds?
Correct.
What is what's the benefit of a waterbed over a regular bed? And is that insulting, calling other beds regular beds?
How much time do you have?
Oh,
a lot.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever. I mean, just so you know, this is Nick speaking, by the way. That was Brendon, but I was conceived on a waterbed, so that's definitely, this is going to hit home for me. Whatever you have to say right now.
I missed that.
I was conceived on a waterbed.
You were conceived on a waterbed. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's. I guess that's all well and good.
Yeah, we're not being weird.
No, I'm just saying that that's
No, that's okay. That's okay. One of the things that I feel very confident to communicate about is what I call proper flotation. Number one, I say that all waterbeds are not created equally, because
it's a racial
depends on how you use it as to the kind of results you get. But that being said, even when a waterbed is not used to its optimum benefit, it is still, I believe, so much better from a physics standpoint than anything else that's on the market.
And you're obviously, you bought the product as well, I would assume.
You have to have a waterbed, right?
Well, I consider myself marginally intelligent, and so I sleep on what I think is going to be the best for me because I know I'm not going to live forever, and I want to be as healthy as I can for as long as I can.
What size waterbed do you have?
I mean, do they go standard sizing? Like,
yeah, they have. What I have is a
king, right?
I sleep on a king
California king,
dual bladder soft side.
Double bladder?
Well, it has for two people. Each person can have their own.
Oh, no kidding.
Individual digital temperature control and their own comfort level.
So is that like...
So you can like turn the temperature down on it? Almost like
you can do a
air
lot of
conditioning
things.
type
Doesn't mean
thing?
it's good for you, but...
Okay, so you can make it colder or just warmer? Like if it's hot...
Well, you cannot make it colder than room temperature.
And can you make it... Can you make it firmer? Like, they have those sleep number beds, which I'm going to come right out and say it. I think the sleep number bed that's all a scam, the sleep number thing. You know what it is? It's an air mattress that you're sleeping on.
Well, it's an air mattress that's disguised with about 2 to 3 inches of memory foam so that humans, who is the total of the audience that they're trying to sell to,
they do dogs and stuff.
I mean,
they're not humans are not capable of accurately evaluating the quality of their sleep unless it's bad.
Well, what are your hours down there?
I'm sorry?
What are your hours?
Generally speaking, it's 10 to 5:45 weekdays and 10 to 3 on Saturday.
Well, we'll swing by.
How many? Well, actually, I have another question too. So, can you, like the sleep number bed, can you control the firmness? Can you release some water into a reservoir and fill some back up in there if you?
Well, once again, how much time do you have?
Yeah, no, that's all right.
For starters, the sleep number bed, like you have alluded to, really is a scam. It's based on the physical principle of surface tension.
Is there? Okay? Yeah. So the water beds are just filled to. There's a level. There's a standard level that they should be filled to.
And is it?
No.
Oh, there's not.
No.
And you're sleeping on purified water.
The level that it should be filled to, once again, in my opinion, because I believe in using physics as my guide. We all have a right to our own opinion, but we don't have a right to our own physics.
Okay.
So that being said, your waterbed, in order for it to function at its optimum level, you would need to have enough loose surface vinyl to offset the total amount of weight that's going to commonly be on the bed.
So if you've got like a...
So when you say, is there a level, is there some kind of a standard?
Right.
The truth of the matter is that each person is an individual, and when there's two people, then it's different.
Right.
It could be a single chamber. It could be a dual chamber. If it's a queen or a king, if it's a,
So I get it. And if you're like a 50-pound guy, you're not going to fill it up the same level as you are for a 300-pound guy.
Like Brendon.
I'm 300 pounds. Nick is 50 pounds.
Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming that you're just
no.
Using an average kind of there, but that's okay.
Just one other question: are there any safety feature? Like, is there like let's say, God forbid, you poke a hole in your waterbed? Is there some kind of a safety? I don't know, like a safety.
Is there a safety liner?
Yeah.
Well, let me start by, just telling you that waterbeds have been overly sensationalized. Like if in my store, if I poked a hole in the top of any mattress that's in my store, water would not come out of it.
Okay.
Okay? Because gravity keeps it in. If you poked it made a hole in it and laid down on it, yes, water would come
Right.
out of it.
Okay. And
So that being said, you are at substantially higher risk of water damage with indoor plumbing, which I'm presuming that whether you're a 60-pounder or a 300-pounder, anymore you have indoor plumbing.
And just finally, would it be possible to have a waterbed that a shark lives inside of,
Well,
or any kind of fish?
Where if you have some place to get a shark, then yes. Or
Which we do.
Yeah,
if you
we have
put
a
a
shark
fish
guy.
inside it,
Uh-huh.
sure, you could put a fish inside it, but the things that you can do, they're not things that
How about
you ought to do.
So, but I could, like, if let's say that I was a famous actor, star of How I Met Your Mother, I Love You, Man, like a bunch of movies, and I wanted to get a see-through mattress with a waterbed and have a shark inside of it. That's possible.
Well, I mean, it'd have to be an awfully small shark,
But
And-
it's possible.
and you'd have to take the movie pretty fast because it would die.
Well, no, the shark's not
no,
for the
the
movie.
shark? Well,
It's
and
for,
you get a young shark in there, and they say like goldfish, they kind of they grow to whatever
Yeah.
size their thing is. So I'd assume if you get a baby shark in there, it's just
If you're talking about, could you, this is. At first, I thought you guys might be serious about what flotation could actually do to help
we are. What,
the human.
we'll
the
come
human.
down.
The human.
No, we're gonna come in.
You don't know who Nick Thune is, do you?
Look forward to seeing you guys.
You don't know who Nick
Yeah.
Thune is, do you?
Nick Student.
Nick Thune, Thune. Probably not.
No, are you guys like some kind of reporter or?
No. We're not reporters.
Well, no, I would consider that a bonus, but I don't know what. If you guys just want to buy a waterbed, you're in the right place. If you really want a story about something, you're also in the right place.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Andy. Love you, buddy.
Hey, take care.
Love you, man.
Love you. Love you, Andy.
God, I got skunk all over my hands.
Well, that's should we? I think that's maybe that'll be the first episode.
Let's try one more.
Oh yeah, we'll do the bag store.
Yeah.
Bag store in Florida. So we'll do two. Okay, if this person knows who Jason Segel is, then do we do a tiebreaker? There's no point.
Yeah, we'll
really.
see. Yeah.
It's not a contest. And I guess a goal of ours should be to maybe have Jason Segel on the podcast, or would this be offensive to him?
I don't have anything bad to say about the guy.
I don't have anything against him either, and I'm not making fun of him. I think that it's we just happened upon Jason Segel. What was the town you were saying? Tallahassee?
Yeah.
What's a good bag? Orlando, maybe?
Yeah, Orlando's a good bag city.
All right. So, okay, gonna call. Okay, I like this. The name of this place best. So, oops. Just fucked everything up as usual.
Yeah.
Did you know I took a Lyft last night? Do you know that Lyft will they have a deal with Hertz where you can rent a car
And
to
then have a
use for
Lyft
Lyft.
driver. Oh.
No, if you want to be a Lyft driver, but
Yeah.
you don't have a car, or your car's too
interesting.
shitty.
Yeah, that my whole thing with all of these rideshare programs,
Nobody knows how to fucking drive.
is
That's
that
the
they're
main
just
problem.
putting worse drivers on the road more often.
Yeah. No, it's getting pretty bad. I kind of want to just be a Lyft driver, so I know there's a good driver out there. It might be fun to do. Andy Kaufman did. He was a busboy for fun.
He was an Uber driver.
He probably would do that if he was still alive. Okay, we're calling a luggage place. Do you want to ask them? You want to take the lead on this one?
Sure.
We'll try to keep this one short and sweet. Just really get to the. Maybe we can ask to speak. Well, you give him you get him started.
Hello?
Hello?
Huh?
Is this a bag store?
Hello?
Yeah, do you sell luggage?
Yes. We do.
Oh!
Great. Hey, I'm Nick, and I'm here with my friend Brendon.
Nick's going to do the talking, though.
We were just curious. Do you know who Jason Segel is?
What you look to? What kind of luggage you looking for, sir?
We're just curious if you know who Jason Segel is.
Who?
Jason Segel.
No, I don't know him.
Okay. And as far as bags go,
you have a good selection there?
Yeah, what kind of you guys looking for? So come here. We can show you something.
Okay.
Well, a friend of ours needs a bag. She only has one arm.
Do you have special bags for one-armed ladies?
Yeah. What kind of bag for a lady?
One arm. She got one arm. She got her arm eaten off by a shark when she was sleeping on a waterbed. Had a shark inside of it. Bit her arm off.
Oh, no. We don't have some kind of like that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Do you know?
Oh, shit. We forgot. We got to always do Nick Thune. He doesn't know who Nick Thune is. And I should have given that guy a few pointers on how to run I've never run a bag store, but that's not how you answer the fucking phone.
Hello?
Yeah, do you sell luggage? Yeah, we're there. Come down here. I'll sell you a fucking bag. All right, buddy.
Good God.
So that's
I just have a feeling that's a guy that had like 5 bags and he was like, I got to get rid of 4 of these.
That's like, you know how when people answer people, like you put a Craigslist ad out and someone comes over and murders you? It's like that situation, except he has just a fake bag store that people come into. It's like that movie Hostel.
Yeah.
Except it's a bag thing. All
right. Well,
I guess
I would like to call one place where like let's
do one more.
How about a hotel? We love hotels. Let's call Marriott.
Okay. Let's
that seems
another
like a
place in Florida. Let's see. What's St. Petersburg?
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to find a place with a fucking phone number here. Listen, I'm swearing a lot because I have to take a shit.
I do too.
Really? You got a bathroom in here? It'd be crazy if you didn't. I don't know. You never know. Okay, I'm calling this place. Like it or lump it. And then I think 3 calls per episode is good. And you know, we put this is self-imposed 20-minute time limit. We'll keep it short though.
We're going to edit this one.
This is not going to be a fucking Joe Rogan 5-hour podcast. Nothing against Joe Rogan.
Yeah, they're great.
Although I did beat him up once. I'm a higher karate level than him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I didn't beat up Joe Rogan. Come on, guys. Don't, please.
Yeah, everyone tweeted Joe Rogan, say, hey, Brendon Walsh said that he beat you up.
Don't do that. That'd be crazy. No way to start off a new podcast by creating problems for the podcast hosts.
Why don't you take this one?
Okay.
Thank you for calling. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Oh, well, my name's Brendon.
Hi, what can I do for you?
Do you know who Jason Segel is? Jason Segel.
That works here, or
he does not. He doesn't work there.
The what?
The actor?
Yeah.
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 So you know who Jason Segel is?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Do you know who Nick Thune is? Thune? Thune. Nick Thune.
No, I don't.
Okay. How many rooms do you have in the hotel?
We have about 40 in this one, and then 11 in another one, and 15, because we have 3 total.
Okay, I don't have any more questions. Nick?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye. So that's 2 no's and 1 yes.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's a good way to round it out.
Jason Segel is. We know who he is. And we want to give you a little quiz. Do you know who Jason Segel is?